Oh, okay.
College
Oh,
of
that's great.
as well as we have engineering for the aircraft maintenance also. So we
Mhm.
have regularly other batches also going. Along with that, we were the first RPTO, I would say, who had started even the drone education, the first in India to start the drone education. So we were the first RPT to get the authorization from the DPCA. So apart from the aviation, also we were the first to introduce drones to the people. Earlier, our base of flying was at Dule Airport. Okay, so we have a Dule Airport
Right.
along with us, which is used primarily for training the pilots. And since both location flying aircraft as well as drone is not permissible at the same time, so when drones are flying, you cannot fly the aircraft, and when aircraft are flying, you can't fly the drones. So recently, only we have added another base at Igatpuri, which is an independent base, so there is no dependency or no I would say restrictions over there. It is a fully independent place where we can fly drone as much as we want. So we are
Great.
set up. We are in process of setting it up with more facilities over there. Like we would probably in future we'll have aircraft, not aircraft, sorry, the helicopter landing as well as vertiport base also over there, along with probably down the line 1 year or down the line probably we might have small mini airstrip for aero modeling kind of thing also. So those are things what we have in plans to do it. So as I said,
Great.
I am the accountable manager for the drone section for the Bombay Flying Club. I am the instructor also, flying instructor for small, medium class drones, and I will be taking your theory sessions and flying sessions furthermore, along with one of my colleague, Shivan, Captain Shivan. He's also
Okay.
available during our flying sessions.
Right.
If possible, he has a schedule accordingly. So before we start, I would like to have a quick introduction about yourself, like your name, and you got interested in this drone flying training, and what do you expect from this particular training course? Yeah, over to you, so.
Yeah. Hi, Mangesh. Hi, Kanishk. So basically, I'm a working professional. I work at Obro Realty, and I am into marketing. So obviously, we do a lot of shoots of our properties, and drone shoot is something which is very crucial these days for shooting properties from, let's say, a good height. Considering nowadays the buildings are very high, like 60 floors, 70 floors, 80 floors. So we do a lot of drone shoot. So the reason why I wanted to do this course was because we have a drone. The company owns a drone, but we don't have a drone pilot. So I want to learn it and then probably use those skills that I learn here and implement it for our shoots. That will kind of help me build my career even more.
Okay, okay, that's great. So what drone you guys have actually?
So it's a Flip 4 and Avatar 2.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so one is an FPV and one is your normal one.
Okay, okay. Avatar 2 you have, huh?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, great. Avatar 2 is a very great drone actually,
Yeah, yeah.
for the
So
aerial photography and all that thing.
exactly, exactly. But then, I mean, it's not always comfortable wearing those VR
Goggles.
glasses and you
Yeah,
then using it.
yeah, yeah. Because you are actually seeing what drone is seeing, but you don't
Exactly.
see the perspective of this the other side.
Exactly, exactly. So that is something that have I haven't flown yet because we have the agency guys who do it. But the other one, Flip 4, I've flown it, so I kind of know little bit basics of how to just take off and
Okay.
land. Thoda bahut.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, Kanish.
So I'm Kanishk, and basically I'm a law student right now. I'm still in college,
Okay.
and दूसरा the thing is my dad told me about this course, and we have a farmhouse, alright. So वहाँ पर my dad really likes to shoot ऐसे proper videos लेना. He's really into that. But though we have a drone, we bought two drones, just like Utsav, but I'm not aware of the model. So ठीक है, because इतना I never looked at it ऐसा कि हाँ
अच्छा।
भाई कौन सा मॉडल है, बस बस ड्रोन देख के हो जाए कि हाँ भाई आई वांट टू फाइट, आई वांट देखना है कि कैसा लगता है. आई गॉट माय फर्स्ट ड्रोन फ्रॉम हैमलीज आई रिमेंबर, बट
ओह।
वो बहुत ज्यादा अनप्रोफेशनल था.
हम्म।
वो बहुत स्मॉल स्केल पे वहां से आई गॉट इट. फिर आई वाज यूजिंग इट बहुत अच्छे, उस टाइम पे इट वाज नॉट वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स, इट वाज वेरी इजी टू फ्लाई. उसमें ऊपर नीचे और लेफ्ट राइट का था.
राइट।
फिर माय डैड गॉट हिज फर्स्ट प्रोफेशनल ड्रोन, उसका मॉडल आई हैव टू चेक, आई हैव नो क्लू अबाउट इट. बट हाँ, वो इज अ प्रोफेशनल ड्रोन. एंड मैं
Okay.
द रीजन आई एम हियर इज बिकॉज मेरे को भी लाइक माय डैड इज रियली इनटू टेकिंग वीडियोस ऑफ आवर फार्म हाउस, राइट, एज आई टोल्ड बिफोर.
राइट।
तो आई वांट कि हाँ भाई आई विल डू इट फॉर हिम एंड देन आई विल शो हिम कि हाँ भाई दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव लर्नड. तो इसलिए आई एम
नाइस।
Where is your farmhouse?
करजत.
Correct. Oh, great. Good, good. So good to hear you that both of you have some access to the drones, but you want to learn the actual, the proper way of flying, because
Yes.
see, it is like driving a car without a license. First,
Yeah. Right.
and when you get access to the license, or when you get the license, prior to getting the license, whatever the process you go through is actually a structured way of doing things, safely and securely way of doing, driving. Similarly, when you are having a drone, see, it's flying drone is very simple. Once you have it, and initially you will do mistake this and that, but over the period of time you will learn how to maneuver it. But what
Right.
is the right procedure? What is the right location where I should fly? If I'm flying at X location, what are the things I need to see from a perspective of safety, security, risk, and in case whatever could be the challenges come in, how do I anticipate, or how do I take care of those scenarios?
Right.
So those are the important aspects what we will be learning from this course. Okay, and then a proper way of doing things, like where you will see a drone flying and drone education such a way that you are doing it in the right way. Okay, so there are aspects like do's and don'ts, and then check post checklist, pre checklist, during flight checklist, all those aspects, technical aspects of it. Thing. If you follow all these things, you would be doing things much simpler and better and easier way.
Right. Right.
So with that, let's start. The first, I have already shared you the
Schedule.
schedule. Let me just put up your screen. Right. So we have
Yeah.
4 days of schedule, because this actually entire 12 topics we do it in 2 days. Okay, because it starts since morning 9 o'clock till evening 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Of course, with breaks for lunch, bio breaks, and all that things. Here
Right.
also we have a break, but I have not put up normally in a day schedule. We have a, like, after two modules, we always have a break, and then again like that we proceed. So
Right.
whatever you say day one and day two is actually day one, and
Okay.
whatever you see day three and day four is actually your day
Day
two.
two.
Break up into two more days, so that half of day kind of thing you will go through.
Right. Right.
Right. So we start with stakeholders and their laws. Most important. This is the most important topic of the entire sessions. Okay,
Right.
and then these all other topics are like basic principles of flight, ATC procedures, wing operations, rotorcraft, hybrid, weather and meteor. So our focus will be more on the rotorcraft, because we are registered for the small class rotorcraft drones,
Okay.
which is the capacity of 2 kg to 25 kg.
Okay.
We'll, during our flying sessions, we'll be actually flying a DGCA type certified agribot. It's an
Okay.
agriculture based drone. So the real drone, what you are actually, the most of the people who would be flying, in the field,
Right.
uh, that. So we are not RPTO, which normally uses a training drones. A lot of RPTO uses a small training drone,
Okay.
which is roughly weight of somewhere around between 2 kg to 5 kg kind of. Though
Right.
it, though it is in a small class, but they are very small drones where you will not get a feel. Like when
Got
you are
it.
actually flying, when you are flying any DGA drone, or even like for example, let's say uh, Avata or any kind of those small drones like 2 kg to 5 kg range.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, you are flying something, but you are not getting that
Feel.
that feel.
Yeah.
That when you are
Mm-hmm.
flying this agriculture drone, that's the real industrial drone. I would say it's a very big drone, and you can feel the the way it takes off, and then it maneuvers over the sky, and how do you do all those procedures like left, right, up, down, left, right, and all those things.
Right. Right. We will be doing it in our practicals.
Yes, yes, of
Oh,
course.
nice.
And
Nice.
so what kind of drone are we gonna fly? Because just like you mentioned, ki there are a few small drones, and then the agricultural drones are the ones that are like the big deal.
So we are going to fly a agricultural drone. That's the almost 24 kg weight.
Oh, alright.
So I will show you the picture also, or I will show you some video about it. Just give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
So this drone belongs to IoTech.
Okay.
So this is the first drone which actually received DPC-A type certificate.
Mm.
This is actually an hexacopter, not a quadcopter.
Yeah, exactly.
Six propellers are there,
Right.
and this is almost primarily in most of the places like across India. They are the number one who are actually selling the agriculture drones.
Okay, okay. So
So
like they might have that proprietorship or something. Sorry.
yeah, they are the manufacturers.
Right. OEM.
They are
Yeah.
the manufacturers of this drone.
Nice.
So we are using this drone. So currently, they are actually we have the latest version of their drone also. I mean, whatever you are seeing is A5. We have
Okay.
A6 drone also. So we'll be actually flying the latest version of this drone,
Okay.
A6.
A6. Okay.
That is the drone what we will be flying
Nice.
during actually our practicals. And with this drone only, we're going to learn all the maneuvers.
Nice. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you got the idea what drone we are actually going to
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
Before flying the drone, also we will be walking you through all the topics
Right.
of the drone and what is including in there. So
Yeah.
before that, let's understand the aviation industry in 2021, and
Okay.
then we move forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start. The first is let's understand the international rules, regulations, standards, and practice with respect to the aviation as well as drone rules. So actually, if you see the aviation world started since Wright brothers actually flew their first demonstration of aircraft, or how the airplane would be there and how the things. Later on, as things progressed and people started making more and more aircraft, and people started flying aircraft across the country, across the states, across the location. Uh, lot of countries thought that there has to be some kind of a rules and regulation, international rules and regulations, so that everybody follows and have a synonymous of understanding of the rules, regulations, and procedures to fly the aircraft. Okay, because they thought that over the period of time, uh, things would need to be regularized and governed by somebody, so that we were doing
Right.
right way. Similarly, for the drone also, in fact, if you see the drone industry, almost since aviation started, the drone also started. Earlier, it was not called a drone, but more or less, even the aircraft which were flown initially, even during war, like World War One, two kind of thing,
Hmm.
they were actually remotely piloted, a kind of thing. Just like you make a aeroplane with attaching the payload of a bomb or something like, and you fly it remotely and you drop it off. So something like that. So it was more or less like
Right.
that. Those things. But then, as the domestic and the commercial airlines started picking up during the non-war time, kind of thing, when there was no war or something like that, peacetime, I would say, people thought that we should have some kind of a body which controls the civil aviation aspect specifically, so that a treaty of for establishment of international organization was signed on December 7, 1944 at Chicago Convention. Okay, so there were almost 36 states. States means countries actually here.
Right.
So International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, what we call ICAO. Okay, Montreal,
Okay.
Canada, had a council of 36 contracting states. The main focus area of ICAO with respect to ARPAs. Okay, recently they have signed. ARPAs means remotely piloted aircraft system. Is
Okay.
since drones are more or less, you are not sitting inside a drone as of now. We are not talking about drone 1922, but we are talking about drones with a smaller category or smaller class, instrument flying operation, then global interoperability with respect to certificate of airworthiness, operator certificate, and remote pilot license. For if you are a certified pilot, I think Utsav, from your side, I can hear some background.
Acha. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
You can just speak. Yeah, thank you. With respect to certificate of airworthiness, operator certificate, and remote pilot license, for example, like you will become a certified pilot. As of now, your pilot license is only valid for India. Okay, but if you go to
Hmm.
Europe and you want to fly a drone, you will not be authorized to fly a drone. So everybody has, as of now, there is no uniformity. But in aviation world, if you become a certified pilot, you can fly anywhere. Okay, like you become a pilot from India and you're authorized by DPC as a pilot, your pilot license is valid anywhere you can fly. Okay, provided you are been trained on that particular aircraft and kind of things. So all that things
So
will
this also goes for the drones, right?
as of now no.
Oh, all right.
As of now, no, because we still do not have that international agreement between the countries that okay, if the person who has become a drone pilot in India can fly the drone in Europe or in US or in Australia. As of now, that engagement is still not on. Okay, ICAO is working on that because the rules and regulations still have there is little bit plus and minus changes. Though there is more or less similarity, like I would say 90% of rules across world are similar with respect to the drones, but still there are some changes and some regulations are still. And this is just, I would say, um, though the drone has been evolved for over a period, actual drones what we see now, like if you see in US it started in 2016, the rules and regulations. Okay, whereas in India it started in 2021. So we are just 3 years old in this industry. Okay, all the rules and regulations which we follow as of now for a drones is just started since 2021 in India. Okay, so that's why we say our drone rules as drone rules 2021. Okay,
Right.
So, what are the important rules with respect to RPAS, Remotely Pilot Aircraft System? Okay, was formed for Aircraft Navigation Commission in 2015. See, even ICAO started thinking about drones seriously in 2015. Okay, and that's how the America or European countries started following the rules and regulations, or started developing their own rules and regulations with respect to the ICAO commission, whatever they have given the uh, details about it. What are the things like RPAS consists of working members from, so they have taken people from civil aviation with respect to airworthiness, air traffic management, detect and avoid system, human performance, licensing, pilot licensing, RPAS operations, safety management, communication and security. So all people from different departments have been taken into this working group member, and then these people form the first draft rules for the drones. They are very general or generic rules. Okay, and based on these rules, every country has adopted these rules. Those people who are been following the commercial airlines, this thing, they have evolved with respect to these draft rules. Okay, so these are the some points which they have considered, like airworthiness. If you are making a drone, that drone has to be a type certified. You can't fly any drone. I can bring propellers, I can bring my own body and everything, and I can make a drone, and but I cannot fly it because I do not know how safe that drone is. Okay, so that airworthiness is required. I can make 100 drones like that and fly, but you need to follow air traffic management. So there are zones, there are things where you can fly, where you can't fly. Okay, then if there are multiple drones flying at the same time, like we are talking about drone taxi, we are talking about drone delivery for the parcels. Like already in US, Amazon is already using, in even couple of locations, other locations also there is testing is going on. Even in India, the drone delivery testing is in progress. Okay, so within probably most probably within the 6 months or max by 1 year, you will see drones flying across the city, okay, or within the city or across the cities also, depending upon the endurance capacity of those drones. So those, how to detect and avoid, like how to detect multiple drones simultaneously, or even
Hmm.
obstacles, because we see now, as Utsav said, that right now city like Mumbai is growing vertically. Initially
Yes.
we used to talk about 7 floors, 10 floors kind of building. Now we are talking about 40 floors, 60 floors kind of towers, skyscrapers kind of thing. So the complete city line is going to get changed now. For
Yeah.
sure. So how to manage flying drones across city when we have such a high rise? I mean, what could be the height we should certify to fly all those things? Then again, we as of now are limited to fly a drone in VLOS mode, that is visual line of sight. That means you should able to see your drone yourself when you are flying. If you are not able to see your drone, you cannot fly that drone. No, you can't fly. See, DJI has a capacity to fly up to 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. But
Hmm.
what is the human capacity to see those drones? You can hardly see a drone from 500 meters to max 1000 meters. 1000 meters is almost like 1 kilometer far. Okay, so
Hmm.
whether you have a capacity to see that drone, because think about a DJI drone. DJI drone is so small. When it is flying in front of you, you can see it. But as he goes further away, and like phantom drone is white in color, and when you are flying across the white sky, over the period of time, as it goes further and further away, it disappears from your eye. It becomes very difficult, because you will not know the location also, and as well as the heading of that drone also. Because as you give pitch forward motion, you do not know which direction it is going to go, because you are not able to see the orientation of the drone itself. So what is that human performance would be there? Then of course, as you fly the drones, how the pilot licensing would happen. So as we are currently in a batch where we will be getting a pilot license for small class, which has a weight category of 2 kg to 25 kg. You can upgrade later on to, down the line, maybe 3 years, sorry, not 3 years, 3 months or 6 months, to medium class. So that way you can upgrade. As of now, 90% of drones flown across globe are in this range of small class, that is 2 kg to 25 kg. Above 25 kg, it goes into the medium class, but then they are little bit higher category or higher weight to ratio kind of drones. So as of now, whatever the class you are registered yourself for a drone, that is more than enough to fly any drone, because as I said, 90% of drones
Right.
are in this class. Okay, then there are different RPAS operations, like for what purpose you are flying the remote piloted aircraft system, whether you are flying for agriculture purpose, whether you are flying for surveillance purpose, whether you are flying for crowd monitoring, whether you are flying for disaster handling kind of things, or maybe supply or any other. There are hundreds of applications of drones nowadays. Like when it started initially, it was like, if you see the history of drones, forget about the earlier, but since 2000, 2000, 2001 till 2010, primarily drones were flown only for recreational activities or just for photography and videography kind of thing. Later on, after 2010 onwards, people started seriously thinking the applications of drones for other industries. Like it started with surveillance, it started with agriculture, then it started with for aerial photography or cinematography, I would say, kind of those things. Like when people seriously taking drone to be adopted into these different
So
industries.
people started taking it seriously after 2010, right?
Correct, correct.
All
So
right.
I hope you must have seen a movie, Three Idiots.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
In that you have must have seen that drone movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So
Right.
that's where actually the three people from IIT Mumbai, they made that drone, and by 2014 they established their own company as Idea Forge. Okay, so Idea Forge is the number one company in India, which actually builds the drones, and they actually sell those drones for Indian government and defense for purposes. Similarly, there are other companies like, as I said, Iotech, which actually took the jump into it, and they built their first drone on the agriculture segment. Similarly, there are multiple industries or OEMs which has come up and then started building their drones. But rightly, Kanish, you said the real world of the drone started after 2010. I mean, there might be plus and minus of 1 or 2 years here and there, depending upon different countries. Like US might be a little bit early, whereas in India it's really started after 2010. People seriously thought about utilizing drones for different industries and all. As we fly the drones, safety is the most paramount aspect of it. Like, as you know, aviation is completely built around the safety. So safety is the first thing what we need to consider, and communication and the situ link what we talk about, and how does the drone communicate between the pilot, because here the pilot is not inside the drone, he is remote, he is outside. That's why we always say remotely piloted aircraft system. RPAS is remotely piloted
Right.
aircraft system, so he is always remote. So how that communication between the pilot and the aircraft has to be there. The wireless link or the C2 link, what we call, that has to be there. Like for example, assume that there are two people flying drones. One might be a pilot and other might be a co-pilot. Like for example, when you are flying for agriculture purpose, though a drone can be flown by a single person, but it is followed across industry. Like you'll always have a two people. Maybe not really a second person could be a pilot, but he could be an assistant. He could be a person who is observer, because most of the time pilot is controlling the remote, and he is more on focus on flying the drone safely and all the things, but he is not seeing other things what is happening around the drone. So there will be always an assistant. He might be a co-pilot, or he might be just a simple assistant who might give some inputs to the pilot in case of any emergency or whatever it is. So he will be always like a second in command to help the main pilot. So that's why we said na, we always have students in a group of two. The reason behind it, because let's assume that Utsav is a primary pilot, he is flying the drone. Kanish
Hmm.
might be having a control, or he might just be an observing, and then he's like a co-pilot. But when Kanish is flying, Kanish will become a pilot, and Utsav will become a co-pilot for him, and he'll be observed whether he is following the instructions, following the procedures what he is supposed to fly. Okay, the standard operating procedure.
Right.
That's how you actually follow and do things in a right way. So help each other to learn much better way, and help do things in a safely, securely way when you are flying the actual drone. Okay, and that's, we have seen a lot of time when this one single person is flying drone, he is only thinking from his mind of thought. He is always thinking from his perspective, he is flying, but there is nobody to check until unless instructor is observing him. So see, let's say assume that there are four people, two ka batch are people are flying the drone. Instructor cannot pay at 100% attendance to everybody when they are flying. So
Right.
it is always advisable to have a two people. That way, the learning becomes more interesting, and you learn and gain more better experience, more structured way of learning when you are having a buddy with
Right, right.
you. So
So
that's
I think the Inspire series of DJI, that's the one wherein we require two people. One is flying the drone and the other one is looking or
yeah. So there is a station also involved into it,
yes,
because
yes.
Inspire series is actually a industrial grade drone. Okay, so you will be flying using the remote and everything, but there is a substation also which is there, which can actually see, because that's a very big drone, and it could be you flying a drone in a visual, not only every time in a visual mode, but you could be flying in a beyond visual line of sight. That is VVL
Right,
also.
right.
Yeah, so that's why there are two people flying. Even in the defense segment, where people might be sitting somewhere else. Geographically they might be sitting somewhere. Drone might be somewhere else, and they might be initiating it to take off, and it goes and does the mission. So even that scenario also, you will always have more than two people, seeing it, where how the drone operations are going on and all. See,
Right, right, right.
small drones, toy drones, recreational kind of drones, you can fly solo. Okay, because its range
Right.
is limited, and you are flying it for fun, and you are flying it for small duration and all the things. But when you are flying it for some mission, flying it for some activity, or flying for some commercial part also, you always advisable to have a two people flying, or two people involved into that activity. Okay.
Noted. Just one question. What is UAS? Full form of UAS?
Unmanned aircraft system,
Okay, okay.
or you might see UAV also.
Yeah, exactly.
Unmanned
Vehicle.
air vehicle, aerial vehicle.
Right.
Okay. So after this theory sessions, I will be giving you a complete summary sheet.
Okay.
Don't worry about this. I mean, you can note down as you
Yeah, yeah.
do it for yourself as to. But end of the session also, I will give you a summary sheet, which is more important. You need to go through that summary sheet very well, because, as I said, if you see the what we call the schedule, the 13th, okay, 13th or day 5, when you come down for a session on flying sessions, the first session starts with the summary of whatever we learned in these 4 days. So physically, when I am in front of you, I will be running you through the summary for 45 minutes, and after that there will be a test of 40 minutes. Okay,
Okay.
whatever
Okay.
I am going to take in next 4 days, from that
Right.
sessions only this test would be there. So pay attention to what I am trying to tell you. Try to take as many points you feel
Right.
important. You take it down. But end of the 4 days of session, I will be sharing you the summary sheets and some other documents also, like drone rules and all those things, documents to you. So you go through that, and when you come down, I mean, you prepare yourself for theory test, because the more better you understand the theory, it is easier for you to do the practical, and it will be very learning and enjoying type of session for you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what is the terminology with respect to civil aviation requirements, AIP and NOTAMs, what we talk. So actually in India, the first law passed in India to regulate the civil aviation industry and make better provision for control of manufacturing, possession, use, operation, sale, import, export of aircraft was done in 1934. So whatever that first law we passed related to civil aviation. We call it as Aircraft Act 1934. So whenever anybody says Aircraft Act, it is 1934 document. Okay, and then
Right.
subsequently there was a rule which was implied under the Aircraft Act 1934, applied to and to person on aircraft registered in India, aircraft operators in India, as well as aircraft for time being in and over Indian airspace. Okay, so any aircraft which is actually registered in India, any person who is flying that, or any operator who is flying the aircraft within India, okay, as well as aircraft which are not part of Indian government or Indian manufacturers, but let's say for a aircraft which is coming from Germany, or aircraft coming from UK or France or any other country, or US or even Singapore, when they are within the Indian airspace, they have to follow the aircraft rule 1937 of India. Okay. Similarly, when you fly over the other airspace, their rules might come into the picture. So that's how it comes into the picture. We say Aircraft Act 1934 and then Aircraft Rules 1937. So these are the two base documents. I will be sharing you these two documents also for your reference. But these are more from a civil aviation perspective. So you don't need to go through them.
Right.
You can have it as for your reference. Okay. Whereas any amendment to these, then over the period of time, there is a lot of amendment are being done into these documents and all the things. So DGCA normally release this document as CAR, okay, which we call as civil aviation requirements. Okay, so there
Okay.
will be a CAR related to water. So similarly, when drone rules were uh, drafted initially in 2018, there was no separate as called as the drone rules. It was under civil aviation only, and it was released as a car. Okay, or I mean 2018, it released as a car, but over the period time, the DGCA thought that we need to have a separate document governing the drones, and that's how the drone rules 2021 comes into the picture. So if you see car for RPAS in India, okay, I'm talking about car for RPAS was issued under the provision of Rule 15A and Rule 133A of the Aircraft Rule 1937. So whatever those rules are there, Rule 51, 15A and 133A. I think Kanish got disconnected.
Yeah. Join back.
Oh, I'm sorry, I guess मेरे से
Yeah.
मीटिंग क्विट हो गया. I'm taking notes and मेरा ध्यान इस पे था. हाँ.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay. So I'm saying that the car for RPAS was issued under the provision of Rule 15A and Rule 133A of the Aircraft Rules 1937. Okay.
So basically, car is nothing but an amendment to either the Aircraft Act 1934 or Aircraft
37.
Rules 1937.
1937.
Acha, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Right.
So all rules, see, Aircraft Act is only the base document, I would say.
Okay, okay.
Any amendment, then there were rules, okay, how and what. Basically,
Right.
flying, operational rules are in Aircraft Rules 1937.
Acha,
So
okay.
with respect to the operations, any amendment you need to do, like for example, initially nobody thought about aircraft being used for some kind of illegal activity,
Right.
dangerous goods and all those things. So they thought that okay, we can't have XYZ things on the aircraft and all those things. So whatever things could not be carried in the aircraft, they have to define it. So they came up with the Dangerous Goods Act amendment into the aircraft rules 1937. So when
Right.
they are doing amendments, they will release something, a document called CAR. Okay, that is a
Okay,
civil
okay.
aviation requirement. So that's what they call it. And this is CAR is issued by Director General of Civil Aviation or DGCA. Okay, so even drone
Right.
is governed by the DGCA. Okay, just give me 2 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what is AIP? AIP is nothing but Aeronautical Information Publication. Is a prime document containing permanent information of a long-term validity essential for flight operation. It is published by each ICAO state for its territory. See, this AIP is primarily for the civil aviation purpose. As of now, these doesn't have much relevance to the drone flying or drone operations. Okay, so don't think much about it as of now. These are still into initial state where how these AIP documents will be applicable to drones when we actually fly drones across the states or across the cities, or maybe a long time of this thing. Similarly, NOTAM is nothing but a document which actually how do you means by telecommunication containing information concerning the establishment condition or change. Like this is like a document which talks about aerodrome, airport, or any place where actually you are doing flight operations. Okay. As of now, we are flying drones with a very limited, I would say, uh, zones. Okay, so we will be flying a drone within, let's say, a range of let's 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer max. Okay, within our visual sight limitations, not beyond that. So here, these
Right.
two documents, though we will be referring, we'll try to learn about it. I will show you these documents also on day 3. Okay, how these documents and how to capture these documents and all those things. But as of now, they do not have much requirement to know more about them as of now. Okay. As
Right.
of now, you can just note out the full forms or the importance of this. You can take a screenshot if you want, or you can proceed because this will be covered in the summary sheet also.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so this is the important part. The drone rules 2021, as I said. Okay, it's basically talks about the type certification which is issued by QCI Quality Control or Quality Council of India approved certification. So any drone which you make, see normally DGCA says that you should always fly a type certified drone. Okay, type certified drones means those are the drones which are being certified by Quality Council of India through rigorous test. Like if I build a drone and I want it that drone to be a type certified, I have to go through a lot of procedures, a lot of things like right from its frames, propellers, motors, the electronics, the landing gear, the all the communication aspects, what kind of battery we are using, all those needs to be get certified. Once they whatever the document is being defined by QCI, based on that document, I need to build my entire drone, and then I have to give it to them for what I say certifying it.
Certification.
Okay. So that entire process of certification, it almost takes a period of 60 days, 60 to 75 days. But that is what the standard timelines. But more sometimes, it is takes almost like 3 months, 6 months, even a year for OEMs to get their drones certified because it's not that simple to get the drone certified as per the DPCA standards. Okay. So that's the
Right.
how you get your drone certified. This is more from a perspective for the OEMs, how they actually make the drones with respect to the QCI standards. That's what is being defined. Then, of course, any drone, yeah, like type certified drones definitely needs to be registered. Similarly, the person who is flying, he needs to be a drone pilot, valid drone pilot certificate, or what we used to call earlier as a license. Then you need to get it trained as a drone pilot from authorized training schools. That is what we call as RPTO. The drone which you are flying should have an insurance. Okay, without insurance, you cannot fly. So that is also very very big no no if you do not have a drone with the valid certificate.
Right. So this insurance also seem like, let's say your car insurance or something like that. Ki third party things will also get covered and your own
Yes.
damage
So
will also.
when you are getting insurance, see, there are insurance. You know how insurance industry works. You know, a lot of
Right.
people don't read the documents properly and all things. And we always think we always compare insurance with respect to that. Ki what is how much money
Um,
it is covered and how much
yeah.
less the premium I have to pay. But we
Right.
don't go through the terms and conditions. Okay? So it's more important to focus on the terms and conditions. So
Right.
I'll give an example. Like when I was taking an insurance for our drones, types and
Very good.
for the flying operations, uh, they were talking about giving me an insurance. But then since my drone was not flying only, though it is VLOS, visual line of sight, so I'm supposed
Right.
to fly the drone in a daytime. Okay, but in our training there is a small component of night flying also. So for a
Oh,
15
nice.
minutes, my people may have to. I mean, in the evening part, I would say after
Right.
as the sunset, still the light is there.
Yes.
But after the sunset, it is actually a night for the
Yeah.
insurance industry. So they
Right.
have a 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. So the
Yes.
moment your drone is flying after the sunset, it is actually a night time. So when I
All
am
right.
taking the insurance, initially it was covered only for a daytime. But then
Okay.
since my drone is supposed to fly after sunset also, so I need to
Yeah.
consider
Yeah.
that also because that could be also have some kind of issue. So with respect to that, we have to consider those points also in our insurance terms and conditions.
Right.
So we included, so automatically my premium got increased because from 12 hours it goes to 24 hours of coverage.
Right.
Okay, so there is nothing whether it's a daytime or night time doesn't make any difference.
Right.
They
Right.
just simply made it such a way that you are covering, and then you will end up flying. They might have a point to say that you've flown in after the sunset hours and
Right. Right.
we cannot
Night
cover
time.
you or something like that. And they just
Yeah.
so I had a session with the insurance people. I mean, I have approached almost 3 to 4 insurance provider in this segment. So here insurance is more or less similar to what you have insurance with respect to the car. They are
Right.
the same document what is the Motor Vehicle Act uses. Okay, and even the drone rules talks about the similar lines that whatever your Motor Vehicle Act is been defined, same is applicable to the drone because end of the day, drone is also is like a vehicle, only, mobility vehicle. Kind of.
Mm.
Today we are just flying passively, but future maybe down the line, 5 years down the line, you will see people sitting inside the drone and flying from one place to another place. That kind of thing. We already seen that happening in Bangalore. We already seen that. We already seen that in Abu Dhabi as well as Hong Kong and multiple locations where people are flying drone taxis or drone where they will carry one or two
Right.
passengers from one location to another location. Okay.
Yeah.
And then of course there was initially saying that no permission for flying in a green zone. Okay, so there are multiple zones like red zone, yellow zone, and green zone. So it
Mm.
is said that in green zone you don't require any permission, but then again you need to show where actually in green zone you're flying. Okay, like for example, your forest area is also a green zone, but in a forest you cannot fly a fly a drone without permission from a forest department. Okay, so it's
Okay.
not that it's a green zone you can fly. Okay, so there are
Right.
sometimes you have to follow certain procedures of that particular location. For example, it could be a location of a huge watery body like a dam. There also you can't fly drone without permission because you never know what purpose somebody is flying a drone. Okay, so completely no for a drone. Okay, you could certainly cause some kind of a damage to the
Mm.
infrastructure or something like that. So you need to be careful where actually you're flying. Though it is said no permission is required for flying in a green zone, but you need to take care of understanding when you're talking about green zone. What is that green zone? Okay. Then of course
Right.
permission for flying in yellow and red zone. So in yellow zone and red zone, you need to take appropriate permission from bodies. Be it DGCA, be it airport authority, or maybe central government, state government, law enforcement, like as I gave example of forest department, or maybe from irrigation department, like for at the place of dams or bridges, big bridges or these kind of things. When you are flying
Right.
drones at that position, you need to take their permission. Okay, so that's the overview of the drone rules. So let's see how the drones are being classified and categorized. So as so you asked, UAV stand for unmanned aircraft system. So
Right.
aircraft system are being categorized. Okay, now understand one thing. Okay, this is we are talking about category. Okay, lot of people make mistake with respect to category and classification. Okay, category is with respect to the type of the drone. So there are
Right.
of rotorcraft, aeroplane, and hybrid. Rotorcraft means you have propellers, two or more propellers, and you are flying where you are actually drone is vertically taking off. Aeroplane is again an unmanned air. See, when we are talking here, airplane is not the civil aeroplane. Okay, here we are talking about unmanned aeroplane or unmanned aircraft. Okay, it is
Right.
also like an aeroplane. So it actually needs a takeoff. I mean, it needs a runway, and then it needs a runway to land on. So
Got it.
it will take off from a runway, and then it will perform its mission, and then again come back and land at a respective landing site. Whereas
Okay.
hybrid is the combination of rotorcraft and aeroplane.
Right.
So you are actually taking it, or it is also hybrid is also called as VTOL. Okay,
Yeah.
vertical
Vertical
takeoff
takeoff and landing.
yeah, vertical takeoff and landing. So here your drone will actually vertical takeoff, then it will maneuver and change into a aeroplane mode, and then it will perform further actions. Okay, there
Right.
are advantage and disadvantage of these types of drones, and you need to know where what kind of drone would be applicable to fly.
Got it.
Okay. Whereas there is what we say there is a subcategory to these three types of drones also: rotorcraft, aeroplane, and hybrid. I will touch base to that subcategory later. But when you classify the drones, okay, the classify is based on the weight. Okay, so there are five classifications of the drone. First classification is nano. Nano is between less than 250 grams. Okay, I would say less than 250 grams. The toy drones, what we normally get, in a toy shop, probably Kanish, when you would have maybe
Yeah, the one that I got from Hamleys.
yeah, Hamley could be a nano class drone also. Okay. So those are very small drones to fly within your house also you can fly them, or within your society or place and all that.
Yes.
Those are the nano drones which doesn't require any kind of license. But there is a restriction to fly. You should fly only up to 50 feet, not more than that. Okay.
50 feet.
Yeah, 50 feet,
All right.
not more than that. Okay. And they are not, because even that receiver, what you receive with that drone, has a limit of communication also. It can't fly very far beyond your place. So
Right.
that is also limited. If it goes beyond the signal of your remote, it may fall down, or it may lose its control and all that things. Okay, or it
Right.
may
Right.
finish its battery life. It may just fall down like a rock, and it get damaged out there. So you need to be sensible when you're flying on nano drone. And these drones are not so stable, I would say, because they are very small in size. Even a small breeze also, they get drift here and there and all that thing. Plus
Right.
they do not have those features, those safety features, or the features what required for a drone to be a stable and all that thing. They are simple drones with four propellers and a battery and small basic controls you have only. The
Yes.
next category, next classification is micro, which actually starts about 250 gram to 2 kg, less than 2 kg. Okay, I would say less than 2 kg. So it is micro. This is more or less a small drone, but higher than I would say toy drone kind of thing, where you might be having a
So
payload of
micro is more than 2 kgs or less than 2
no,
kgs.
less than 2 kg. Micro is more than 250 grams and less than 2 kg,
All right.
right? Less than 2 kg. So that is micro. Probably like your DJI
Right.
Avatar. DJI Avatar might be there, or
Yeah, yeah.
DJI
Around
Airplane.
300 kgs.
Yeah, yeah. So
300 grams, sorry.
yeah,
Hmm.
those are the drones which are actually within. So you can fly those drones only for recreational purposes, but if you are flying this drone for commercial purpose, you need a license.
All right.
Okay, understand one thing. If you are flying for commercial, then you would need a license. Next class is small, which is the most important class, which is used across the world. As I said earlier, also 90% of the drones which are flying right now are in this class. That is 2 kg to 25 kg. 2 kg to 25 kg. Okay, that's the class weight of the drone, including the payload. Including the payload. So whenever we are talking about weight of the drone, we are talking not only about the drone, but even the payload, what it is. That is the total weight of takeoff weight,
Right.
All right.
maximum takeoff weight, MTOW, maximum takeoff weight. Okay, with including the payload. So small is 2 kg to 25 kg.
Hmm.
Next classification is medium, okay, which starts from 25 kg to 150 kg. Okay, the range is
25 to 1.
150 kg.
All right. Thank you.
But DGCI as of now has limited the medium up to 50 kg. I mean, those people who have authorization to train and to fly, they have put a limit only up to 50 kg. Because as of now, the medium class drones are only with respect to agriculture or supply drones. Okay, the moment you go above 50 kg, there is no authorization being provided to anybody as of now. There might be testing and all that things might be going in, but there is no officially authorization given to anybody in India to fly a drone above 50 kg. Okay, the
Okay.
last class is the large, which starts with 150 kg and above. Okay, so that goes up to 500 kg. If your drone weight is more than 500 kg, it doesn't no longer called as unmanned aircraft, or it doesn't come under the unmanned aircraft rules. Okay, it will follow aircraft rule 1937.
Okay.
Okay, it will follow aircraft rules. So it is no longer a drone. Okay, it will follow all the rules what as an aircraft follows. Okay, so there is nobody authorized drone for above 500 kg. Okay, so it will be more than. I mean, those will be like more like air taxi or kind of things. Okay, so whatever those
The
are.
large, in the classification of US, the large drones would be around 500 kgs.
No, no, one above 150 kg.
Oh,
Large starts from 150 kg.
okay, okay.
150 to 500. If it
Okay, okay.
goes beyond 500, then it is no longer large. And it
Hmm.
doesn't follow drone rules 2021. It has to follow aircraft rule 1937.
All right.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
So, any questions on the category or the classification?
So we understood in the categories. I did not get rotorcraft and hybrid. Aeroplane though is a generic term, so we all know what it is. But what about rotorcraft and hybrid? Hello.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Oh,
Let me show you something. Okay, let me stop.
Helicopter won't come under rotorcraft, right?
Yeah, it will come under rotorcraft, but it doesn't comes under the classification of US because it is manned.
Exactly. Right, right. So rotorcraft is two or more propellers, right? Or one
Two
or
or more
more?
problem. Like you are seeing the image now, I have showed you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, if you see the first picture, okay, first picture is just an aeroplane,
Right.
right? It just have a propeller in the front, or there could be a propellers on two sides.
Right.
Whereas the next picture, what you are seeing, the white one,
Yeah.
is actually VTOL or hybrid.
Got it.
Okay, you have five propellers here. There are four
One,
propellers which will
two,
help us
three,
to
five.
take off and land. But there is a one propeller behind the tail which actually help us to move forward or pitch forward kind of thing. So this is VTOL or this is hybrid.
Got it.
Okay, whereas the first aeroplane what we are seeing is actually an aeroplane, but
Okay.
it is unmanned aeroplane.
Right.
Okay. Whereas the third picture you see, this is a hexacopter drone. So this is purely a rotorcraft,
Got it.
purely rotorcraft. Even the fourth picture is again a drone, hexacopter. It's not a hexacopter, but it's a uh, quadcopter.
Quadcopter. Yeah.
Quad. Quad means four. Okay, so
Right.
you have four propellers, you have quad, six propeller, you have eight propellers, you call octa. Okay, so like that.
Right.
So the more propellers you have, the more stability you will have, and more what we say thrust to ratio, weight to the thrust ratio will have.
Right. Right.
Weight,
Alright.
pulling capacity will be more. Okay.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So any other question on category or classification?
No, sir.
Okay, this will get more clear when you actually see the drone rules. I have just summarized over here because when you read the drone rules, it's like a legal document. I mean, Kanish, you are from a law background, so you know how it is difficult to read the rules, right?
Yes, sir.
And for a normal person to do. So that's why we have converted this into the presentation to summarize the thing. But when you see
Alright.
actually the drone rules document, you will see it's like a law document only. I mean, lot of people
Alright, sir.
difficult to understand them, and that's why we made it in a very simpler to follow. Okay.
Hmm.
Again, as I
Right.
said, hybrid. See, you see hybrid, aeroplane, and then rotorcraft. So I think now this gives you more clarity. But this
Yeah.
category are further subcategorized. Okay. Now, for example, let's take an example of rotorcraft. Rotorcraft can be a remotely piloted aircraft system. That means a person is actually flying a drone, remotely piloted. Okay, a person is having a remote in his hand and he is flying that drone. There
Hmm.
could be a rotorcraft which is completely autonomous. That means somebody would have programmed it, but he is not flying it. Like for example, when we are flying a drone for agriculture purpose, though there is a pilot who is actually monitoring, seeing it, or initiating some commands, but during the flying session, it is not actually the pilot who is commanding the drone. It is completely flying on its own. It's completely autonomous. Okay, so it will
Right.
create mission plan. Like let's you have a 1 acre of field and you configured a plan to fly in a field and spray the fertilizer on it. So you will design such a way that it flies further, it takes right, then it comes back, then again it flies right,
Right.
left, right. You will have a pattern to fly the drone. So that's the autonomous. Similarly, for the aeroplane also, you can always have a remotely piloted aircraft system where you are actually flying it, okay, for some mission, okay, and you could be controlling it. Again, there could be a autonomous airplane also, okay, which will fly and takes the pictures and come back and lands, kind of things. There is
Alright.
another version like you, lot of people do aero modeling, okay, so that's why it is called model RPAS. Okay, so you could have a aeroplane, even the rotorcraft could be also like before your drone getting type certified, it is a model. You are making a model, okay,
Hmm.
which is supposed to be get certified later on. Okay, so initially
Like the RC planes,
RC
model
planes,
planes.
yeah, yeah. So RC aeroplanes are your model aircraft, but even in a drone category, before it getting a type certified drone, it is a model drone. Okay,
Hmm.
so once it is certified, then it becomes a proper drone or a type certified drone, what we call it.
Right.
It is flown by a remote pilot or in autonomous way. It is no longer a model RPAS. Okay. Similarly, hybrid is again combination of aeroplane and rotorcraft. So hybrid is having both feature like vertical takeoff and landing and maneuvering over the sky like a normal aeroplane. So that can also be a remotely piloted aircraft system or could be an autonomous. Okay, but before again hybrid becoming a type certified drone, it will be a model R pass. So before when we go for drone which becomes a type certified, it will be a model R pass. Okay, so category, I hope you understand the category and subcategory. Lot of people
Right.
make, I mean, I have seen lot of people saying classification as a category. Lot of people have a habit saying small category, large category, medium category, kind of. It's not category. If you're saying category, when you're talking about a class of, like when you say small category, then people will, feel that you do not know what is the actual way of saying or what is the
Right.
terminology what you are saying. Okay. So category is hybrid, aeroplane, and rotorcraft. Again, these categories are subdivided as a subcategory as a remotely piloted aircraft system, model RPAS, and autonomous.
Autonomous.
So as I said, this is what I was talking about. The classification: nano is less than 250 grams, micro is 250 grams to 2 kg, small is 2 kg to 25 kg, medium is 25 to 150 kg, and large is above 150 kg. Okay, so that's how you classify your drones with respect to the weight. Okay, I hope you are clear now on the way you see the pictures. Right? The
Yes.
bigger drones will be more of large category, like those carrying the payloads, huge payloads, or defense drones which are being used.
Right. Right. Ordinance. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas the small, recreational drones like nano and micro and industrial grade drones would be fall under small and medium, like agriculture drone or DJI Inspire, DJI AgriBot, or DJI T30 kind of drones, which are primarily used for agriculture part, like T Agras T40, 50 series drones are there, which are primarily used for agriculture purposes, fall under small and medium categories.
Right.
Okay, so you can see different types of drones here, like hummingbird is VTOL. Okay, you can see here there is a one rotor which takes off landing and takeoff category, but whereas there are different propellers also which helps to fly further in the sky, like Predator.
Right.
This drone is been adopted by Indian government, which has been purchased from USA. You must have
Hmm.
heard a lot of news around it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It has been deployed at Ladakh and lot many places on northeastern as well as mostly on the eastern border. They have been placed British drones.
But these are quite big, right? They need a tarmac to
Yeah,
take
yeah,
off and
yeah,
land.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct, correct. Then you have Skystar, then MD200, and Global Hawk. I mean, I just put some images. There are hundreds of images available
Yeah.
based on the classification. Again, this is just a broad category. Just to give you a perspective, with respect to FAA, okay, Federal Aviation of
So,
USA.
do we have to mug up all of this?
No, no. This is just for reference, just to give an idea. Why I have given
Okay.
here to just to make differentiate. This is what
Just to make this
Yes.
PowerPoint, this slide clear, right?
yeah. So this with respect to India, we have just put up so that you know how the other location or what is the terminology they call, like micro mini is what, and what is the thing.
All right, all right.
So there is a different terminology what they use. But what I see as I was preparing for myself for drone certification and training as a trainer, uh,
Hmm.
we need to know what all other, like I have studied FA, then I've studied Europe, I've studied Australian rules and regulations, I've studied Singapore, Malaysian rules and regulations. Out of all these rules and regulations, I find India has developed a very good rules and regulations, though they were behind all other these countries, but they have made it very very simpler, very easy to follow, very easy to understand, and very simple of understanding they have kept it. Whereas here there are a lot of still confusion is there. Okay, but they now probably
9:30 तक हो गए शायद.
they will understand it. Okay. Now, if you see classification again,
Yeah.
very small, medium, large. Like just for understanding, perspective, again from FAA perspective, what we are saying. Okay, so basically, Indian government or India DGCA has defined or classified drones based on weight, whereas FAA has defined or classified the drones based on the size.
Size.
Okay,
Right.
so very small is 50 centimeter, mini is 50 centimeter, medium is 5 meter, large is more than 10 meters. Okay, so that's how they have classified their drones.
Right.
Okay, whereas we are very clear on the size. Okay, so with the size we are
Yeah. Yeah.
classifying all. Okay, now as we said, the no person, okay, type certification of the drones means you need to have, if you design a drone and you want to fly that drone and you want other people to use that drone, you need to make sure your drone is type certified. Okay, so no person shall operate an unmanned aircraft system in India unless such unmanned aircraft system conforms to a type certificate or is exempted from the requirement of type certificate. Like if you have designed a nano drone, it doesn't require to be a type certificate. Okay,
Okay.
like that. So, but about micro or small or medium or even large, you need to be, if you want these to be fly, they needs to be a type certified. And who does
Right.
this type certification? The Director General or any entity authorized by DGC, Director General in his behalf, may on the recommendation. I mean, there is another body which gives the recommendation, that is Quality Council of India or an authorized testing entities. There are now, earlier there were four, now I think there are six authorized testing entities which actually issues a type certificate for a particular type of unmanned aircraft. Means what? Let's say
Right.
you prepare a drone and you go for a type certification. So you have to approach Quality Council of India. Okay, they will make some authorized testing entity. I mean, you can select whom, which authorized testing entity want you to certify your drone. You can select when you are applying. There is a form which is called D1. Okay, you can see on the right side there is a form. I just put a
Right.
small picture. Okay, we'll see this form in detail also when we go for flying location. Okay, that time we'll
Okay.
see these forms in detail and all the things.
Okay.
So this form you need to fill and apply. Okay, this is a very simple form. You apply details about your drone and everything, and you apply. Then Quality Council will check, and then as per your request, they will authorize the testing entity to take over and start testing your drone and everything. So you need to send three drones, three physical drones to this body. Okay, whichever the body, it could be Bangalore based, it could be Mumbai based, it could be Hyderabad based. Then it could be UP based. There are a couple of authorized testing entities which actually will say, and then they will do. So they will ask you different types of reports. Right from your frame reports, your battery reports, your motor and propeller reports,
Okay.
lot of things. As per your document, whatever you have defined your drone,
Right.
based on that they will ask you document, and they will do all their testing. Like they will do, let's say for example, I'll give an example. Like if you certify or you claim that your drone landing gear is capable of 500 landings, so they will test your drone by
Right.
taking off and landing it 500 times.
Acha. Right.
And then they will certify, yes, it has been tested. Or they may not test it, but they will ask you to submit the report that
Right.
tested your drone by taking off and landing it 500 times.
Got it.
Okay. Similarly, you might certify your battery. Similarly, you might certify your, you define technical classifications or specifications of your devices. So they will
Got
ask
it.
that report. There are a lot of other testing bodies which test different. Like you are saying, your body is made of carbon fiber and it can withstand so much trust, okay, or stress, I would say. So how do you certify? Some body has to certify, or you say that your body is capable of grade, IPS grade, like how you have for your mobile. Your screen is
Yeah. IPX6. Yeah.
IPS 6, IPS 7 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Similarly, you will certify. There are terminology used for grade of carbon fiber what you are using, how much stress it can withstand, and all that things. You
Right.
certify. So they will ask you all those documentation. If they are not satisfied, they will test it in their lab and then they will certify it. So all this
Got
test normally takes around, ideally it is talk about 60 days. But within the period, if they find some anomalies or something which is not right, they may send you back the questionnaires or their observations, and they will ask you to justify it. So, ideally, so that point in time, your meter stops, and you, until unless you reply back to them, and then they will further conduct it. So sometimes it's not exactly 60 days. It is a very ideal time when you say everything is perfect, then it takes 60 days. But normally we have seen people have taken 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, even a year to get a drone type certified. Okay.
Okay.
So right
Yeah.
now, I think there are almost somewhere around 90 plus companies which are type certified. That number I would say 101 now. Okay, so we have
So
crossed
that's in India or
India,
globally?
India. Yeah, I'm talking only about India.
Okay. Okay.
This whatever we are talking right now, we are talking with respect to India only. The
Okay.
form D1 is with respect to India.
Right. Right.
So there are 101 drones which are type certified now. Okay.
Nice.
So we'll see those drones. We will go through that list on Digital Sky platform and touch base
Okay.
with you on that, which will give you more clarity on it. Okay, so this is about type certification of drones. Then application, like how do you apply and all that thing. So as I said, any person who intend to obtain type certificate shall make application on D1 Digital Sky along with the fees specified in Rule 46. Who can particular of the application. What is does this form D1 compromise of? Who is authorized? Quality Council of India authorized testing entity shall examine the proposal and within 60 days, and then once the QCI gives the go ahead, then 15 days are taken by the DGCA. Okay, so DGCA will
Okay.
look after all the reports, all the observations what are given by the QCI, and then they will certify that drone as a type certified drone. So you will get a number for that drone. Okay, so that's how the type certification happens. Now, what is the acceptance on basis of approval granted to any type unmanned aircraft system by such contracting states or central government or notification official gazettes? Uh, Director General may issue type certification to that type of unmanned aircraft system. Okay, you can also import a drone and get it type certified also. Okay. But there is a very lengthy process. Like you might have seen Adani, which is already working with Israel company, and they are building some drones for defense. Okay, but as of now, since it is come under defense, the defense drones does not required to be a type certified because they are exempted from the
Right.
getting it type certified.
Yeah. Because obviously they are not for commercial use.
Yeah, they are not for commercial or civil purposes and all that. So if we want to import any other drone also, it has to come under the Director General of Foreign Trade, okay, or any other entity authorized by the central government. And the DGFT, okay, DGFT might have like how DGCA has given authorization to QCI to do the type certified drone. Similarly, for import, there are other bodies which also governs the import of the drones. Okay, as of now,
Right.
they are not allowing any import of the drones until unless you apply and you get authorization to import the drone. Then only you can import the drone. As of
But
now,
anyways, people are doing it
yeah,
illegally as of now.
even DGCI is not allowed under the import policy. Okay. So if
Oh,
you're flying
okay.
a DGCI drone and if you get into a very serious kind of issue, you
Right.
are in trouble.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
but as of now, Indian government is not so stringent. They are, not taking it so seriously as of now because they want people to adopt the drones. Okay, that's
But
why
then they should also allow people to buy now then.
they don't want to because see, if you allow people to buy officially the DPI drones, then people will not make them.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's why they want to curb here. So any project, like if you're doing a project for agriculture, you have to use type certified agriculture.
Right.
Yeah, if
Got it.
you want to go for any government scheme where you get lot of subsidies and lot of benefits out of it, you government is clearly saying that you have to use the type certified.
Got it.
And
Got it.
that's how this IoTech or drone destination or Garuda or Marut drones, these companies which makes agriculture drones, they will able to make and sell drones certified in India and made in India kind of thing.
Yeah, but they should also make civil drones then, because currently for civilians they don't really have any product. It's all for commercial
Civilians,
use.
what civil what you're talking
So
So
I had a
basically
question.
recreational purpose.
about? Sorry.
For recreational purpose.
So there are drones. There are drones. It's not that there are no drones like that.
Oh,
Or even
okay.
recreational is okay. It's a very small segment.
Exactly.
I will tell you, recreational is only like 4%,
Yeah, yeah.
5%.
Agreed.
The bigger market is actually is the infrastructure. Okay,
Right.
people think that the bigger market is agriculture, but no, agriculture stands in a second number. The
Right.
bigger market is the infrastructure. Like as you said, you want to fly a drone to monitor the
Exactly. Yeah.
skyscrapers or infrastructure like roads, rails, dams,
Yes. Yes.
all those power lines, telecom towers, or
Right.
windmills, solar panel farms. Those kind of infrastructure, or even the
Right.
industrial sites, bigger refineries, gas pipelines, water pipelines, all those. So infrastructure is a bigger segment where you need, and there are type certified drones available. Also, there is. I can tell you one company name like Asteria. Okay, that's a
Okay.
company which makes the surveillance drones. Idea Forge makes the surveillance drones. Or
Okay.
there is a company in Bangalore called Surivel. Okay, they make the this kind of drones which are
Right.
primarily used for infrastructure or surveillance purposes.
So I had a question. Like we were talking about agricultural drones, so they fall under which category? Or which under which classification? Sorry.
So it is small
Medium.
or medium.
All right.
Okay, if your drone, like whatever that drones we are going to fly, AgriBot A5 and A6, they fall under the small class. Whereas AgriBot has another drone which is called MX. Okay, MX stands for medium. Okay, so that's a medium class drone, which because its weight has increased from 25 kg to 28 kg. So automatic the weight has increased or gone beyond 25 kg, it goes into the medium class. Okay. Now for this type certification, which drones are exempted? No type certification shall be required for operating the following, namely the model remote piloted aircraft system. Means what? The model, your RC planes. Okay, they are being exempted from type certificate, as well as the nano. Okay, these are the two types
Right.
of aircraft which are or the drones which are being exempted for having the type certificate. I gave you that when you are flying it for aero modeling and all the things, those aircraft, though they are remotely piloted aircraft system, but they are considered as a model. Okay, so those are been until unless you are doing it for like lot of people, have a remote model. I mean, the RC planes fitted with cameras and they do
Right.
some kind of
Right.
a commercial activity. If you are doing it for commercial activity, then they are not exempted. Okay, then you are doing illegal thing and all that. Okay, but nano, though it is less than 250 grams, they are completely exempted from type certified. So you can make small nano drone and fly, but then there is a certain limitation to fly, and as well as because nano is like 250 grams automatic, because of the weight itself, it will not have that much endurance capacity. So it will fly for hardly for 2 minutes to 5 minutes or max to max 10 minutes, not more than that. Okay, until unless you have a very good type of battery which will give you more endurance. But I've seen nano not
Right.
more than 10 minutes or less than that. Okay. Now, what are the mandatory safety features? See, these are extract of drone rules. Okay. So when we run through the drone actual drone rules, you will see these are already been taken care, and so you need to when you are going through the drone rules, you can, I mean, tomorrow in a daytime, you can go through the drone rules and read them just to understand. So, what is the mandatory safety features? What say the central government may in future by notification official gazette specify safety features installed on unmanned aircraft per person owning it or which may include among others following safety features namely. So earlier there was a rule called no permission, no takeoff. So if you do not have a permission, you cannot take off. Okay, for hardware and firmware. So there was something called NP kind of rule. So this rule is there, but it is still not 100% applicable. Okay, then you have a real-time tracking beacon that communicates the unmanned aircraft system, location, altitude, speed, and unique identifier. So this is something called ADSB. This is applicable in aircraft as of now. This still is not come into the picture where all the drones are fitted. Though there are drones, type certified drones, which has these features, but this feature is not active as of now. Okay, so there are some provision of safety rules and features which are there, which might DGCA in future make it compulsory for people to do. Like for example, if you see geofencing, this geofencing capability is right now compulsory in all the type certified routes. Okay, so the moment you go for a type certification, geofencing is a must in feature must in your type certified. Okay, geofencing
So
is
basically, yeah, so that's just to keep the drone in that particular, let's say, radius or circle, right?
correct circle or a boundary. You define a boundary. Okay,
Right.
so it could be a circle, it could be a square, it could be a triangle, or it could be whatever way you define the polygon. Okay, we call it as a polygon. Okay, so it could be
Okay.
a
Okay.
circle, it could be a square, it could be a triangle, it could be hexagonal, or it could be in a very very unique shape. Okay, like farm, not necessarily every time farm will be a square, or farm would be a rectangle. It could be plus minus here and there. So according to the farm, you will set a fence. So it's a artificial
Right.
fence, which will the drone will not fly beyond that fence. Okay, so it's a it's a horizontal fence, I would say, left, right, front, back kind of thing. Okay, whereas
God.
from a height perspective, you are always limited to 400 feet.
Right. Right.
Okay. So as of now, the most important limitation is the geofencing capability, what it is. In future, as we go with BVLS mode, the second option, real-time tracking will become active. And as we go for more and more drones in future, NPNT will also come into the picture because we need for this NPNT to come up, we need something called UTM. Okay, unmanned traffic management software, where it will monitor all the drone flying across the city or across uh, states and all the things to be monitored like in a screen, like how the ATC monitors all the aircraft flying.
Right.
Similarly, there would be a bodies or there might be a companies which come up with UTM software which will be monitoring their drones as they take off and they do their missions and all. So that's how this that time. And there might be in future there might be more mandatory safety features would come up. As of now, drone rules only talk about these three mandatory safety features, out of which geofencing
Right.
is already been implemented, whereas about two are still yet to be followed or maybe implemented in near
Right.
future. Okay. Now again, when you say we talk about the role of type certified drones, you need to make sure that your drone is registered on a platform, Digital Sky. You do a sale. Like there might be a OEM which is actually making the drones. So initially the registration would be on the name of the OEM. Okay, so they will have a unique identification number. So every drone which you fly within India should be registered on a platform, a digital sky platform. Okay,
Right.
and it should have a unique identification number, unless it is exempted for having a unique number. Okay, when it is
Got it.
exempted, for example, when initially you are doing it for type certification or you are doing some kind of a testing and all that time you don't require to be having a unique identification. But once you are doing it for commercial purpose and all the things or sale and all the things, you need to make sure that you are registering the drone. Okay, so DGCI will keep all the records of all the registered drones on their platform. Similarly, deregistration in case of your drone is out of service for certain reason, it could have crashed, it is out of use and all the things. You need to, like how in a car, like if you are not driving that car and all the things, or you are actually sold that car to somebody else, you need to transfer your car validity to the other
Right.
person.
Yes.
Yes.
Similarly, same is applicable here for the drones also. If your car is gone beyond 10 years or 15 years of service, you need to uncertify it. Like, okay, you give it for
Got it.
So
scrapping.
the nano drones aren't supposed to be registered under anyone's name, right?
Yeah, yeah. Nano drones are not required to be registered.
So small, medium, and large drones need to be registered.
Yes. Even the micro.
Oh, even the micro. Okay.
You can see, nano is not required, but you can register it. See, it is always good to have your drone registered on a digital sky platform. That means it has a unique identification number. So, as a pilot, when you are flying, so though the nano drone doesn't require a pilot to be certified, but can always have a unique identification number assigned to that drone. So, a lot of people who purchase a nano drone, they register it. Okay, but then if you register that drone, that unique number needs to be put up on that drone. There is a definition where you can need to put that unique number on that drone. Okay, so
So
it's all
basically,
up
you
to you.
need
It's
to
all up to
probably
you for nano.
unlock it in a no-fly
But
zone or something.
yeah, but it is up to you whether you want to put up a drone with a unique number for specifically for micro, for small and medium and large. It is mandatory, I would say. It's clearly say no person shall operate US without obtaining a unique identification number unless exempted. Okay, who maintains this record? The Director General of Civil Aviation will maintain. It is shall be the responsibility of a person operating an unmanned aircraft system to ensure UAS conforms to a valid type certificate. Okay, this is basically for a type certificate drones. Okay, so you should have a
Right.
valid type certificate for whatever the drones in small, even in micro, small, and medium and large class drones. Okay, so what is the criteria for obtaining UIN? So in simple terms, unique identification number is a license plate of an unmanned aircraft. Like how we have a license plate for our car. Similarly, you see there is a number being put up here on the drone. Like this is your license plate. So nano drone weighing less than 250 can't fly above 50 feet, as I told you earlier. And US owned by aircraft are exempted from getting UIN. So you don't really required for a nano drone to get a UIN number. But earlier people have registered nano drones and got UIN number. You can get a UIN number for it, but they are exempted. If you want to get it, you can get it. I mean, it is all up to you. See, what is you are doing it when you are getting a UIN number? You are just, it is completely up to you. You fill the form, you upload the documents, you upload the photographs, your drones, and you submit it. You pay the fee of 100 rupees. You will get the UIN number. It's that simple as it is. Okay.
Right.
So UIN must be affixed. As you get the UIN number, you must fix on the advisable and identifiable and visible manner. Who can get UIN number? A citizen of India, central or state government entities, Indian companies, and two-third Indian directors. Foreign entities also can get UIN number uh, for above. That means what they need to have at least one person to be an Indian into that companies. Then only they will able to get the UIN number from the Indian government or DPC.
Okay.
Okay, even if you let's say you get some drone leased, like say I am an organization, I am getting a drone leased from a foreign entities, but if I'm flying that drone, I need to register that drone in my platform or on DGCA platform. Okay, that's what it says, leasing the unmanned aircraft. how. I mean, lot of time Indian government has taken some initially they're not purchasing drones from the body. They might have leased it for some period of time. Okay, so that point in time also they might wanted to register those drones on the digital sky platform. That's what it shows.
Until
So, what is the application and procedure for registration of the drone? That's the all Form D2. Okay, make an application in Form D2 on Digital Sky platform, pay the fees at Rule 46, will verify the detail and issue a identification number to the applicant. UIN is nothing but unique manufacturer or serial number. No person shall replace the fireman. Once you have done the registration of your drone, you cannot change the flight control module or the RC of that because they are all binded under that UIN number. So if you want to change, you have to deregister that existing drone and then you have to re-register again with the new details. Okay, so that's what it says. No person shall replace the flight control module or remote pilot station of an unmanned aircraft system whose serial number is linked to such a UIS UIN number. So because when you are giving details of your drone for registration, that time you are mentioning the serial number of your flight control module also, as well as your RC serial number also during the application of the registration of the drone. Okay, so that's why they are bind together. So in case, see, normally in DJI you will never do all these things because if your RC is damaged, you can't do anything into that unless you get changed or get it repaired and all that things. But in a type certified drone, you can change the flight control, you can change your remote pilot station also. But in that scenario, you need to go back to your OEM or you need to deregister your drone, send it back to the OEM to change the flight control or change the remote pilot and then bind it and then get it again registered their name and then transfer it to your name. Okay, so there is a lengthy procedure for all those things.
So
So
basically, your remote pilot station is your controller.
remote pilot station means it could be a controller or it could be a device which actually it's like a suitcase where you control session. So even that also has a controller.
Okay,
So
and
whatever it is, whatever the module, device which is controlling the remote aircraft is your RC.
okay,
That's why it is not called controller, but it is called station. The small handhold controller could be also a station because nowadays controller is not just a controller, but it also has a LCD panel and we can see it, right?
exactly.
So
The RC2. Yeah,
it's like a mini station kind of thing.
right, right.
So as I said, transfer of unmanned aircraft system or deregistration, you need to fill a form D3. So D1 is for type certification, D2 is for registration of the drone, D3 is for transfer and deregistration of your drone. So in what scenario you can transfer when you are giving a drone to another person for sale, lease, gift or any other mode where you are transferring a drone or your drone is being used by some other person. In that scenario you need to, like for example, earlier when we were doing a training, we had another company who actually purchased their drones and they were actually training our pilots. So that drone initially they have purchased it, but when they were training it for our pilots, they transferred that drone to our name, to the Bombay Flying Club. Or
Right.
currently the drones which we are using, those drones were initially on the name of the OEM, IoTech. So when we purchased the drone, they transferred that drone to our name. So now we are the owner of that drones, or I am
Right.
using it on a lease, or somebody like so you might purchase a drone, but you might give it to your wife or your sister or anybody or your
Right.
friend also on it as a gift. So that time you need to transfer that drone using
Got it.
the form. Okay. So that list of all this transaction of transfer and everything is maintained by DPC. Similarly, whenever unmanned aircraft registered on a person's name is either permanently lost, like as you're flying and you lost it, you can't find that drone. okay, or it is damaged, permanently damaged, he shall, on arriving at a reasonable conclusion that it is lost or damaged, should apply for deregistration of such a unmanned aircraft system. Okay,
Right.
using Form D3. Again, this record will be maintained by the DGCA on their digital sky platform, which we call as DSP. Okay, so D1, D2, D3. So there are three forms we have discussed about it.
Right.
Now, before we move to the D4 and D5 forms, let's understand the operations of the drones. So when we are flying a drone, the airspace map for unmanned aircraft system operation segregating the entire airspace rule in India is red zone, yellow zone, and green zone with a horizontal resolution equal to or finer than 10 meters. Okay. So as of now, don't worry about 10 meters and all these things. Understand first the criteria when where we can define the red zone. So red zone is a nothing but a zone which is a location of high security area. For example, aircraft, sorry, the airport. Airport is a high security area. Okay, or your parliament is a high security area. But as of now, forget about other high security area. Let's, for understanding purpose, let's take an example of a airport. So now the airport is certainly having a boundary. Okay, so from its boundary, the blue line is the boundary of the, or we call it as a perimeter. Okay, perimeter of a
Right.
airport till 5 kilometer is your red zone. So within that red zone, however the height it could be, you are not allowed to fly a drone. So in red zone, it is completely no. Okay,
Not
from
even
the,
the nanny.
not even the nano, no of the drone, none of the drone you can fly.
Okay.
Okay, so in a red zone, completely no. Later on, we'll see if I want to fly a red zone, what is that required. Okay, first let's understand the boundaries or the
Okay.
zones. Okay, so from the boundary or the perimeter of the airport till 5 kilometer, it is a red zone. From the perimeter of the airport till 8 kilometers, okay, or from 5 kilometers till 3 kilometers is your yellow zone, or what we call as a inner zone, inner yellow zone. So from the
Okay.
start of the 5 kilometers till the 3 kilometers, that is 8 kilometers, okay, is your inner yellow zone. From 8 kilometers till 12 kilometers is your outer yellow zone. Okay, so that is also
Right.
a green zone for 200 feet, but above 200 feet is again outer yellow zone, and beyond 12 kilometers from the boundary of the airport, okay, from the boundary of airport till 12 kilometer or beyond that is your green zone starts. But here you have a limitation to fly up to 400 feet only. Above
Right.
400 feet, it is yellow zone. Okay, so I would request you to take a screenshot of this image. Okay, this is there in summary sheet, but you just for your understanding, you can take a
Sure.
screenshot so that you understand what it is. So you have any questions on this red, yellow, and green zone? So you need to see this image, to understand this image or to understand where I can play, where I cannot play. Okay, so red zone,
Hmm.
simple say red zone is from airport boundary. In airport, anyway, you are not allowed.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but
Right.
from airport boundary till 5 kilometer is red zone. So within that zone also you cannot fly. So from
Right.
Mumbai airport, if I want to fly in a zoo area, or maybe in Andheri, or maybe somewhere in Santa Cruz or Ville Parle, within a 5 kilometer diameter, I cannot. Even in Kurla, I cannot fly because that's completely as a red zone.
Right.
Okay,
Sir, so I live in Bandra and the airport from here is like 15 minutes,
okay. But
15-20 minutes max.
kilometer we need to see. I think even Bandra is within 5 kilometer range because your airstrip itself is a 3 kilometer range. Okay, from boundary of airport, Bandra is not very far. I think it is within 5 kilometer range. So even Bandra falls under the green, sorry, under the red zone.
Red zone.
Yeah. Or max it will fall under the inner yellow zone. Even in inner yellow zone, you cannot fly drone without permission.
So
Okay.
only after yellow zone.
Yeah, after yellow zone, that is in outer yellow zone, you see there is a green zone. Okay, within this
Hmm.
green zone is 200 feet, you can fly. Okay, outer
Okay.
yellow zone. But if you are flying above 200 feet, you have to take the permission of ATC.
Right.
Okay, whereas beyond 12 kilometers from the boundary of the airport, you will have a limitation to fly without a permission up to 400 feet in height. Above 400 feet, it becomes straight away becomes a yellow zone. So you have to take a permission of ATC here again.
Right. Because probably at that height of aircraft,
The
actually aircrafts might be, yes.
commercial aircraft boundary comes into the picture.
Right.
So yellow zone is nothing but your commercial aircraft boundary. Okay. I hope you are clear with the red zone, yellow zone, and the green zone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so mandatory. So when you are flying your drone in a green zone or a zonal restriction, mandatory pre-flight verification for zonal restriction before commencing an unmanned aircraft system operations. A remote pilot shall mandatorily verify the digital sky platform for any notification or restriction applicable to unmanned aircraft system operations in intended area of operations. Okay, requirement for prior permission. No person shall operate unmanned aircraft system in red zone or yellow zone without prior permission. As I said, red zone, yellow zone, definitely you need a permission.
Right.
See, read it in a different way. You need a permission for red and yellow. No prior
Right.
permission shall be required for operating unmanned aircraft system in a green zone. But even you are flying a green zone, you need to make sure that you are validating. Before commencing an unmanned aircraft system, remote pilot shall mandatorily verify the digital sky platform for any node. Because in a green zone, it could become a red zone also. Okay, so they have a permission, like central government or law enforcement people can make. That's why it's saying dynamic nature of zoning. Your green zone can, like I'll tell you, in month of December, they have made Pune, Ahmednagar, certain areas in that area completely as a red zone. So you can't, even there were RPTOs which were actually training pilots. They were not able to fly their drone because it is a red zone. And without a red zone approval to fly a drone in a red zone, you cannot fly it. So that means you cannot train the
Right.
also in those zones. Because from a green zone it was converted to the red zone. Okay, so who are allowed? Central government may update the airspace or diesel for unmanned aircraft system operation from time to time in order to change the status of an area from one zone to another. Such changes shall come in effect no sooner than 7 days after the date of such update. That means within as they make the changes, they will apply this zoning on the digital sky platform. So just
Right.
2 minutes, let me show you the digital sky platform. Okay. I hope you can see my browser. Okay, so we go to digital sky
Yes.
platform. So this is the digital sky platform what we talk about. Okay, we'll see more detail about this in detail when we run through this platform. But as of now, let me show you the airspace map. What I was talking about, the zones.
Right.
So this is how you see. So let me remove all the. So this is just a simple map, okay, of Indian airspace. You can see here.
Right.
Okay, under the, so let me see what are the red zones. You see here, if I increase the zoom, you can see here. You see here in Bombay is completely under the red zone.
Yeah.
You cannot fly anywhere in Bombay.
Right.
So it's not only the 12 kilometers, but even if you are staying beyond Bandra, also you are under red zone.
Yes, sir.
See, the
I think
Bombay
it's
is complete, yeah, because of
mm,
the the nature of the city and the
right,
importance of the city. It is completely. See, it is goes up to Danu here.
right,
So wherever it is there, like for example, if I want to fly here, I cannot fly. Okay. For example, if I want to fly, even I stay in Mirabinder, I cannot fly. Though I am almost 30 kilometers away from, or I would say 20 kilometers away from the airport. Airport.
right,
Even Vasai Bidar, I cannot fly. Even if there are some small places like you see here, Amboshi or Ambarnath or Kalyan, Ulhasnagar, due to some importance to these places, they have made this as a red zone. Do you see here, Pune,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Ahmednagar, Solapur? This is completely as of now in red zone. If
right,
I click here, I can see till what time. See, they have made this red zone completely for 3 years.
right,
Before the December, they onwards, they have made this red zone till 2027. Okay, due to some political or something requirement, they have made it. Or even this, like you see this Gadchiroli, Gondia, this people. This is like unrest people location. Where you will see a lot of terrorism and that kind of thing. That's why they have made this zone as a complete red zone. You know, or you see the place like this Jalgaon or Nandurbar, or even this place on the boundary side. Even the place like refineries and all those places also, like you see, these are all places made under red zone. Okay, so you need to see this platform. Like for example, where are we flying our drones? Where is our location? Okay, now you see Dule, nearby Dule also. Okay, not exactly in Dule, but Jalgaon or Nandurbar, this location is there. Okay. Now let's see our location of flying. Where is our location? Our location is Igatpuri here. You can see, right? Even till Igatpuri, this place also is still a red zone. Okay,
Red zone.
but we are flying somewhere here,
yeah. I think near Vaitrana Lake.
by Karnali. We are flying here. You will see a place called Zarwad. You see it?
Right,
This is the
yes,
location where we are going to fly.
okay,
Zarwad we came.
right,
My name is changed here. This is the location where we actually fly our drones. So this is the
okay,
resort where we are going to stay, and there is a separate place which actually we have got it authorized as a flying zone or flying base.
right, okay,
So it is almost a complete green zone away from all. You will see Nasik Airport is completely red
yes,
zone, or
yeah,
even this place. I don't know. I mean, this is recently they have, see, 7th October. Okay, they have marked. Earlier, this was not marked as a red zone, but recently only they have marked this as a red zone. Okay.
it's a very irregular shape for a red zone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they might have defined it from a not from. See, for us, it might look as a very irregular, but there might
Right,
be some definition they would have it while defining it in their platform.
right, right,
Like you see, there are places in the sea also is marked as a red.
yes, yes,
Okay, this could be basically
Bombay High,
yeah, the rigs what
yes,
we
oil rigs, yeah,
you see more maximum. If you see from a perspective of Bombay, Bombay has the maximum red zone put up over here because of all
right,
the importance and all that. Whereas other places you will not see. You might see somewhere in Kerala due to the refinery and all that things. Somewhere near the Goa also you have put it, or even in Andhra,
right,
or where you have this ISRO and all that things. That place is also
yeah, yeah, yeah,
as a red zone. Okay, or some places I know with respect to some important places, like
for
past
example, your Tarapur or something like that,
yeah, Tarapur refinery or
right,
Now let's see which is the temporary red zone. Okay. As of now, there is no temporary red zone. Temporary red zones are very small for a small period. It could be
Right.
for 98 hours or something. Whereas these are permanent red zones. These are all permanent red zones. See, now this is completely marked. So there were a couple of RPTOs which are located in these zones. They have to completely shut or stop their flying trainings.
Operations.
So they have made application to the government of India and DGCA as they were impacted because of the red zone. However, they have been given now exemption from this red zone and given approval to conduct the trainings only for a training purpose. They have
Oh,
given.
okay.
So they have applied and it took almost more than a month to get an approval from the boundary. Again, if you see the boundary, international boundary, okay, so international boundary is completely under red zone. Okay, now let's see where is the airport yellow. Okay, you can see wherever there is a airport, it's a yellow. So what is my airport yellow? But it is superseded by the airport
Red
yellow.
zones. Oh
Yeah,
no.
superseded by the see airport yellow is very small part. Okay, it is
Right.
between 8 to 12. I'll put both. Okay, so your 5 kilometer to 8 kilometer, you can make it smaller. Okay, and then your 8 to 12 kilometer is the outer yellow. Okay, if you see the
Right.
Kozar, the Nasik part, or Shirdi airport, or even you see the Pune airport, all these are yellow. Okay,
Right.
put red. I can just put red. Only the airports. I remove everything. So this is the red zone from the perimeter till 8 kilometers. So if you increase, you can see where is your actual airport rate. See, your Bandra is already covered. It goes up to Sign West. You got it? Here. Your Bandra East, Bandra West is completely under red zone. Airport rate.
Right.
And you see,
Yes, it's
red zone is much
completely.
bigger. You see, red zone. Airport red is only about the airport and the 5 kilometer range. Okay. Whereas state wise, this is just a state definition. Okay. Individually state definition. State wise. And you can select red, yellow, accordingly you will see. So you need to, when before commencing your flight, you need to see this map whether it doesn't come, even though you might think I'm flying in Igatpuri. So every time before I fly, when I commence my flying training,
Uh,
we will always
please,
see
auntie.
we'll always see this part. Okay,
Right.
now let's come back to the slides. So that's what we call as the dynamic nature of zoning. Central government will update as on when required. But most important is before commencing unmanned aircraft, it is a remote pilot responsibility to make sure mandatorily verify the digital sky platform for any notification or restrictions applicable to unmanned aircraft system operation in the intended area of operation. So though it is, they are changing the zone from green or yellow to red, it is the responsibility of a remote pilot to check a digital sky platform before commencing of
Right.
unmanned aircraft operations in the intended area of operation. Okay. I hope you are clear on the red,
Yeah. Yeah.
green, and where you can and what is required to do it. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So again, I talk about temporary red zone. This is nothing to do.
Hmm.
Temporary red zone is made by state government or union territory administration. Like I'll tell you, during period of December and January. So from 21st of December 2024 till 31st of January 2025, uh, Palghar area was completely made as a temporary red zone. Okay, so that is again a temporary red zone, or they could make it any area, wherever there could be. During the election also there were lot many places which were made
Right.
as a temporary red zone or depending upon whatever requirement they would have. Okay, and so temporary red zone shall be declared by an officer not below the rank of SP or his equivalent. Such officer shall keep the size of temporary reasonable, not excessive. So he has to justify whenever he is defining it. The SP is defining it as a red zone. Okay, the endeavor shall be made to inform through digital Sky platform or other electronic means to holder unique blah blah blah. I mean, it is their duty also, but still the pilot responsibility supersedes everything. You can't say that digital Sky platform didn't inform me about it, or the pilot who are within that red zone within the range of 5 kilometers. It's the duty of the SP to inform you that this particular zone is made a red zone. It is equally your duty to make sure that before you commencing the operations, you see that digital sky. If it is not there on digital sky platform, then nothing to worry about. So you can always take a screenshot
Right.
of a digital sky platform before commencing your uh, operations,
Flight. Yeah.
okay, or the flight. So again I was talking. What is operations of your carriage of dangerous good? No person shall carry dangerous good on unmanned. Like you must have seen a lot of time cross border drone flying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They send ammunitions or they drop illegal goods, also of
Right.
like drugs and all the things they have been saying. So
Yeah. Yeah.
aircraft dangerous good rule 2003. Okay, no right of way. No person operating unmanned craft shall violate the right of way for man. So always the manned aircraft gets the preference over the unmanned aircraft. Okay,
Right.
it shall always remain clear of all unmanned aircraft. So in case you are trying to fly a drone in a yellow or a red zone, now you the manned aircraft gets the preference compared to the unmanned aircraft.
Unmanned. Right.
And the last important part is the mandatory reporting of accident no later than 48 hours after the accident involved in unmanned aircraft system. They have to report it to it. Okay.
Got it. Got it.
So this operations is actually of all about the commercial.
Exactly. Yes. Not for recreational.
During the training, it's not required, though you can follow that rules because again that is also training is also an operations, but we don't
Yes.
do it. Okay, we normally avoid because we want the flying school to be accident free kind of thing. So whatever we are
Yes.
flying, we will always try to fly it safely, securely, and within the range and all that things. Okay. So
Right.
lot of time during the training also sometimes happens. Sometimes because you are fresh people, right? You are doing it for first time, and you sometimes
Right.
it happens sometimes mistakes and all that. So we need to see kind of damage, but that doesn't mean that we are not reporting an incident. That means you can fly drone unsafely or
Obviously.
so you need to be serious when you are flying and all the thing. You need to follow all the procedures and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the some do's and don'ts. Know the characteristics of aircraft, how to fly it safely. Ensure the aircraft is safe from the flight before you approach it. Fly only in good visibility and weather conditions. So when I was actually gone for a training, I have gone to Haryana for my training. Okay, so that time I have gone in month of January. So that point in time, it was very foggy, very cold and all things. So hardly even 100, 200 feet or say
Meters.
less than 100 feet even I could not see the drone.
Right.
Okay. So in that condition I cannot. So my first 2 days I could not fly the drones.
Oh.
I
Okay.
have been there for 5 days. Okay. I spent 5 days for flying the drones.
Right.
I've gone there for training for 5 days, okay, on site. So first 2 days we could not actually no operations were conducted. There were only theory classes were conducted at that point in time. So they did all the theory, they did all the thing because there was no flying conditions that one day because of the. I will show you one the picture of where I was actually flying.
Okay.
Okay, even when I went for my medium class, I have gone to Chennai, understanding that I don't this time I don't go to north, I go to south. But unfortunately,
Right.
that point in time it was raining. Okay, I
Hmm.
actually I have gone in a month of May. Huh?
Okay.
I have gone in a month of May, but it was raining
Right.
because the climate was drastically changed.
Right. Right.
So my first day I could not fly my drone when I went to Chennai. But then second day and third day, I was there only for 3 days for my flight. 3 to 4 days I was there, and I came back after fourth day of flying. In fact, on when I left Chennai, it was very heavily raining. I mean, it was almost like a flood like a situation. This is I'm talking in month of May, huh? May June.
Oh my God.
So think, how it was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we think that you never know how the climate would be there, but
True.
in fact, operation you need to take in consideration. So that's why we have a topic of weather and meteorology when we are flying, even the drones.
Right.
Definitely in aviation, weather and meteorology plays a very bigger role because all the passengers' life is in your hand. But when you are flying a drone, also lot of time weather and meteorology also comes into the picture. Even from a wind pressure,
Right. Right.
you need to see how your drone is there. Your small drones like nano drones or micro drones, or the small drones also with less than 5 kg of weight, they get impacted because of the wind. Okay, because they drift. Okay, so every time it puts the pressure on the flight controller because flight controller is measuring the position. If the drone is under control of GPS and other components, it has always has to counter because you lock the position. It has to be hovering at that point. So keep your aircraft within your sight at all times. That is VTOL,
Right.
VLOS, visual line of sight. You need to keep your always. You can't you cannot fly beyond the tree or beyond the building or something like that. Okay, so you need to always keep your aircraft under your sight at all times. Then also make sufficient distance from people, property, and other aircraft, manned or unmanned aircraft, okay? Even from the manned aircraft also, and ensure the operation of transmitting device is following the the parameters or complies with IDA requirements. That means all the signals and all the things like 2.5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, or 5 gigahertz. All those things are being followed when you are
Right.
flying the aircraft. Okay, so these are the do's. Let's see the don'ts. So what are the don'ts? Don't fly the aircraft over any crowd until unless you are authorized or doing for some purpose. Okay, then only like you are doing for crowd. Like as of now, there was a company which was given a permission to monitor the Kumbh Mela using the drones. Okay, so
Yes, 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 yes.
they are authorized to do that. Okay, whereas if
Right.
you can't just fly. Like you must have heard recently there was a performance by Coldplay in Ahmedabad. Okay, and
Yes. Yes.
some people have flown the drones when there was the
Over
performance.
the
Not,
stadium.
yeah, they were not allowed to do that time. Okay, so
Right.
they were given a penalty of 1 lakh rupees or something like that to them,
Right.
and
Right.
their drones were seized and all that things. Okay, do not fly an aircraft weighing more than 7 kg. See here, this is basically a standard do don't. So for our purpose, it will be more than 2 kg. Okay, because
Right.
micro is exempted to fly for non-commercial purpose. But if you are going for commercial purpose, even 2 kg will not be allowed to fly if you are flying
Right.
for commercial. Okay. Do not suspend or carry attach any items unless it is manufactured or hold item. Okay. You can't just simply take a drone like I take a DJI Phantom drone and attach something to around it. I cannot do that. Okay. Do not carry do not carry any hazardous
Right.
substance in the aircraft. Like a lot of time these DJI drones have been purchased by Pakistanis or some other people vendors, and
Right.
they fly these hazardous items,
Mm-hmm.
ammunitions or drugs and all that. Do not drop or discharge. Like a lot of people use DJI drone and then they they drop flowers or anything and then
Right.
don't do all those things. Do not fly where you interfere emergency service providers or other moving vehicles, whether you endanger or distract drivers. So don't do these kind of operations of your drones. Do not fly the aircraft over and within the restricted, prohibited, or danger area, or including security sensitive locations. Like as you get example of refinery or atomic energy kind of devices or locations like Tarapur or Baba Atomic Research Initiative or even temples, Tirupati Balaji or Madurai Temple or Parliament or Rashtrapati Bhavan. All these locations are security sensitive areas. You are not allowed to fly over there,
Right.
and do not fly within the 5 kilometer. That's the red zone or higher than 200 feet in yellow zone. Okay, so you're not allowed to fly your drone in this area. Okay.
Yep.
So any questions on do's and don'ts as of now?
No, no.
No, sir.
Okay. So that's about the
Actually, I have some prior commitment. So I just wanted to know when will the class get over? Because it's my brother's birthday today.
yeah
So,
just a latest one. So actually we are supposed to close by 10 p.m. So let me
oh,
see
okay.
how many slides I have. Okay, I have these many slides left to take.
Oh, all right, all right.
So remote pilot certificate. So probably since we are little bit running out of time, we might have to extend our class on Monday also. Okay, because I
All
see.
right, sir.
That's fine.
I hope
Yeah, that's fine.
you both are okay for that and all.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. It's just for today.
Yeah.
Baki to I'm fine with whatever timings. Up to you.
How about starting the class early? So I think you have some challenge in joining the class early.
yeah. My only thing is that I reach home at around 7:30. So, anyways, today I'm in office only, so that's
So
fine. But yeah,
7 o'clock is the time when we can start. Okay.
right,
So some days we may take. I mean, today we didn't take a break. Ideally, we should take a break at 8:30,
right,
5 minutes or something that, and then we can continue so that we can little bit extend period over it. Okay. So the further slides are more like just an information, like remote pilot certificate. Earlier, it was called as a remote pilot license. Okay, so no individual other than holder of is or enlisted on digital sky platform shall operate or unmanned aircraft system. So if you want to operate, you need to be having a valid remote pilot certificate or a license, what we say, and it will be enlisted on digital sky platform. See, as of now, the digital sky platform or the website what I showed you is under the maintenance. They are actually going to migrate into a new website. So there is no listing
okay,
of pilot license on the platform. Okay, but in future, all you will as of now you will get an offline license, but in future your license will also get listed on the platform.
okay, okay,
So your photograph, your details, everything will come on the platform. So as of now, whatever the people who are earlier, like if you see mine, if you search my name, you will get my name. But your name as of now will not be listed on the
acha,
platform. But in future, when the website is completely operational or migration has completed, they will list your license also online.
okay,
Okay. So remote pilot license shall be specifically mentioned the category, subcategory, and classification of your animal. I mean, when you are getting a license, you will get a category of rotorcraft, you will get a subcategory as RPAS, and you will get a classification as small. Okay, on listed on your license.
right,
In future, you upgrade yourself to medium, your license will also get automatically upgraded to medium. Like how you get your driver license, you initially get it for two-wheeler and then you upgrade to
right,
two-wheeler. Similarly, like that.
got it.
Is authorized to get a remote pilot certificate. He should not be less than 18 years and should not be more than 65. There was a person who got a license at age of 62. Right now he has crossed 65, so his license is as of now is in suspended form. So the
Okay,
DGC is not able to take a decision what to do when the person cross. This was an exceptional case where a person who became a pilot at 62 and now we have completed 3 years in drone rule, so he is now 65. So his license is now in a suspended form. So he has he has asked DGCA what will be the status of his license. So DGCA is trying to consider these people as an exemption, and probably they may get, because there are other factors which needs to consider. It's not only about the age, but whether he is fit to fly the drone at this age, above 65.
Right.
Whether he is medically fit to fly the drone. That's why as you are registered for this course, there is a medical fitness certificate has been taken from your local MBBS doctor. Okay.
Right.
From an education perspective, as of now, for RPC, you need only a 10th class pass, okay, or its equivalent from a recognized board. And then who can get this certificate? Only from the authorized remote pilot training organization. Like Bombay Flying Club is the authorized remote pilot training organization by DPCA. So you can get trained from these bodies only who can issue the remote pilot certificate. So we are authorized to give you the remote pilot certificate or remote pilot license, which is valid for 10 years. Okay, so what is the procedure for RPC? This procedure will be done by us. Okay, so we will be preparing your form D4. As we said earlier, D1, D2, D3, now D4. D4 is basically for RPC or remote pilot certificate or remote pilot license. So who will say complete the training specified by DGCA? So you are currently in that procedure for that particular category, subcategory and class of US. You will pass all the tests. Like there will be a test for a theory, there will be a test for simulator, there will be a test for your flying. So we will be conducting those tests and we will be submitting those test results to DGCA within 7 to 10 days. Within 7 to 10 days, successful completion of training and passing of all the tests, the authorized remote pilot training organization shall make an application for remote pilot license. That means, behalf of you, once you complete your training, you complete your test, we will be submitting all your application with the D4 form to the DGCA for generating your license or
Right.
certificate.
Right.
Okay, so individual in respect to whom application has been made by the authorized remote pilot training organization shall issue a remote pilot certificate through a digital Sky platform. So earlier, this we had a access. Okay, we have our login also on digital Sky platform, where we used to do all the, we have to upload all the documents of it, and then we used to generate your license. As of now, this procedure is being stopped or on hold, and we have been authorized to generate offline certificate for you, but we have to maintain all that documents with us, and we have to share that document to DGCA through the email. Okay, so as of now there is a change in the procedure, but future again they will resume back the standard procedure of uploading on the platform. Okay,
So basically, this is the form that we filled in the
this
admission
is the
form.
form which I will fill. We will fill. The organization will
Right.
fill.
Okay.
We'll fill and submit it on your behalf. The fee, whatever is required, we will pay the fee on your
Right.
behalf.
Right.
So that is the D4 form. Okay, so what is the validity? Valid only unlisted till it is valid. So as of now, your it is not will not be enlisted on digital Sky platform because we are generating a offline license.
Right.
Okay, but in future, it will also get enlisted on digital Sky platform. The moment it get enlisted, we will notify you through the email or through the call and all the things. You can see it. Then, okay. Unless suspended or cancelled, will remain valid for 10 years. That means whatever the license you are going to get, the moment you get the license, the RPC, it is valid for 10 years. So it will have the start date and
Okay.
end date on it.
Right.
After 10 years, you need to get it renewed from DPCA with paying the fees. So there would be, as of now, there is a refresher course which is required. So it is a 2 days refresher course is required. As of now, none of the licenses are, I would say, in a renewal state because we still not completed 10 years. We just completed
Exactly.
2 years. Okay. So
Right.
after 10 years, that means in 31, okay, 2031, we would require a license to be renewed as per the DGCA. So that point in time, there would be a refresher course of 2 days or maybe 3 days or 5 days. We don't know what time, what would be the uh, rules and regulations at that point. So we need to see during 2031 only what rules and regulation depends, and based on that we will have to do a renewal portion. Okay. Exemptions for obtaining the license. Who is exempted? The person who is flying a nano drone. Okay. So no remote pilot license shall be required for operating a nano drone and operating a micro drone for non-commercial purposes. If you are flying a micro drone for non-commercial purpose, you are doing for yourself. Okay, like you are flying
Right.
a 3D avatar for yourself. You are not flying for commercial purpose.
Exactly.
But if you are flying it for commercial purposes, even though it comes under the micro class, you need to have a license. Okay,
Right. Right.
you have to make sure that. So understand these things. So these all these things are defined in the Drone Rules 2020. As I talked about drone insurance, the provision of the Motor Vehicle Act 1988. Okay, you need to follow these rules, and you need to, very simple. It is from micro till large. All the drones require third party insurance. Okay, except
Right.
with nano drone.
Nano.
Except nano drone, you don't require a license. You don't require insurance. Okay. Person operating unmanned must insure product is specified for operation as and when insurance product is approved by IRDA, that is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India.
Right. Right.
These are the bodies which actually gives you the insurance, IRDA.
Right.
Okay, so all your insurance companies are regulated by IRDA. Okay, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. Clear on the drone? So simple. Any drone
Yeah.
you are flying except nano drone should be covered under the third party insurance. Go through the insurance document before taking the insurance. That is very clear. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the terms and conditions, when, what, and all the things. You should ask them specifically what is not covered under this policy.
Right.
Ask that reverse question. Rather try to understand the policy, try to understand what is not covered. So I asked this the same question, what is not covered? So they told me that you are not covered under the night. I said, why?
Right.
Because I'm going to fly my drone for 15 minutes under the night conditions. And that was scenario. Then they said, okay, then you have to take this policy. So initially my premium was somewhere around 5,000 or 6,000 rupees. It got doubled. It got 11,000 rupees. Straight up.
Crazy.
Why is the drone injured? Because drones are prone to crash owing to bad weather, power failure, inexperienced pilot, and all. Drone crash means damage to the body, damage to the payload, damage to any person or property whom the drone crash lands or falls. So liability. So valid drone insurance policy would cover either or all of about damages. So you need to read the policy very well. That's what it talks about. Okay. So drone insurance is very important when you fly a drone over the people, property. Definitely, you will always you will not fly a drone somewhere in a remote area or anything. Okay, until unless you are flying in a in a field for farm or all this. But even the farm
Right.
is the property of somebody. Because of the drone crash,
You
you
might be
might damage the
trespassed.
crop. You may damage the crop, or you might damage somebody. Somebody must be. See, that particular land may be belonging to somebody there, but there are other crops which are or other land which is belong to other people. There might be people who are working in the farm, so you might have accident with that. So that's why it is always advisable to have a drone
Right.
insurance, right? When you are doing any drone operations in any area, any zone, any location. Okay, it's a must. So mandatory third-party liabilities, availability. See again, the availability. So this is just an example. Okay, 4 hours or 1 day or 1 year. Choose a flexible. Like it depends upon. You can take a insurance for 4 hours. You can take insurance for 1 day or 30 days or even 1 year. See, you can take depending on operation. Like how we have insurance when we are flying in aircraft. So during that period only time that insurance. That's how you reduce the premium. Like you might be doing
Got it.
operations for a
Got
particular
it.
period, only for that particular period. You are not going to fly your drone for 365 days.
It's
So
like
whenever
pay
you
for
are
what you use.
whenever you are doing an operation for that particular period, also you can cover your drone.
Right.
So that's how you can reduce your premiums. Okay, but then what is that? It should cover drone serial numbers. As of now, this DAN on and you is not applicable. Only UIN is applicable over here. Drone serial numbers and
Okay.
drone images, front, back, top, slide, all that should be with the drone insurance company. And then
Right.
you
Right.
have a liability covered from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs depending upon it. 10 lakhs ka lega to it will might be 10,000 rupees as a premium. 20 lakhs loge to it might be 15,000 to 20,000 rupees also. Okay. So premium
Right.
changes based on what how much amount it is covering. Okay. So when you are doing this D1 D2 forms, so what are the fees? So for type certificate it is 100 rupees. For issuance of a UIN number again it is 100 rupees. For transfer or deregistration is also again your D3. The D2 and D3 are 100 rupees again. For D4 form, listing or renewal of remote pilot license, again it is just 100 rupees fees they are charging. Authorization or renewal of authorization remote pilot training organization, like means our RPTO, like BFC RPTO. When we had made
Right.
application or renewal or change of location, we have to pay 1,000 rupees to the DTC. This is the fee what is being currently prescribed by
Okay.
DTC in Manipal. D1 is 100 rupees, D2, D3 is again 100 rupees, D4 is again 100 rupees,
Right.
D4 is 100 rupees, D5. Okay, we are not talking about D5 as of now, but this is how.
Okay.
So this is rule number 46.
Hmm.
Rule number 46 in the drone rules. Okay, cancellation or suspension when director general are giving opinion. Sometimes they may cancel your license, they may cancel your flying
Right.
so they may give a cancellation or they may cancel, and they will give you a certain period, like within a period of 1 month. You need to give a justification, and then probably you can revoke your license and all of those or cancellation or suspension.
Got it.
You do not do within the stipulated time and period, it will be completely cancelled or suspended permanently.
Right.
You need to justify and all that. So penalties and power. So whenever they feel that you are not following certain rules and regulations, you're not following compliance and all the things, they may give you a penalty. Like maximum it is one
Right.
lakh rupees. Okay, 1 lakh rupees in accordance to 10A of that. And DGC has complete power. Like as we are doing, we are authorized for flying. The DGCA people, the auditor can come any given point in time and they can do the inspection. Okay, either they
Okay.
do a surprise inspection or sometimes they give us intimation also. Like we
Right.
will be coming. So it is sometimes it is surprise, sometimes it is intimated inspections also. So during that point,
Right.
if they find that we are not following certain rules and regulations, we are not following certain compliance and all things, they can put a penalty on us, or even for the
Right.
pilots also. Okay, if they are not following certain rules and regulations. So as of now, for a pilot perspective, there is nothing much governing, but there is a logbook which you need to maintain as you are flying the drone in that particular class. So you need to keep a record of your flying operations also. Okay. So that's about the penalty and power to inspect.
Right.
Now drone rules, as I said, registration is applicable for Nano if you want. I mean, all the class, the drone registration is required. Type certification is not required for Nano, but for micro, small, medium, and large, it is required. Pilot license is again required for micro, small, medium, and large. For Nano, it is not required. Permission in green zone is not required for any of the drones. Okay, permission in yellow zone for even nano, micro, medium, small, all the drones, even in red zone is required. For R&D purpose, for education purpose, and for testing purpose, your rules are not applicable because here you are. I mean, there is exemptions given for this R&D, education, and testing of the drones.
Right.
But there are certain rules which you need to follow. If you read Drone Rules 2021 in detail, you will understand. This is just a small representation where
Mhm.
the rules are applicable or not applicable, or summarization of the drone. Okay. So with that, we end our first topic. Though we have taken a lengthy session because this is the
Yeah.
most, as I said, this is the most important part of the
Course.
training course where you need to make sure that drone rules are very clear. Okay, that's why I
Right.
normally take most. I mean, I don't look up the time when I am talking about the drone.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
And
That's
this is
perfect.
most important part. Uh, I will. I just text me your email IDs. Okay, on
Sure.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I will send you by end of the day the drone rules 2021 to you. Okay, so you can go through them
Done.
and tomorrow. We will just quickly summarize tomorrow morning, and we are almost now 50 minutes are left. So
Yeah.
I do not want to start the new session now because basic principles of flight is also one of the important topic
Right.
where you need to understand how the drone flies and what are the criteria, what are the rules, what are the principles, or what is the science behind the flight. Okay,
Right.
so we'll start this topic tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then we will
Done.
tomorrow we will actually we are supposed to cover ATC as well as basic principles today, but we
Acha.
have taken more time today in drone rules. Usually I take more time in drone rules because it's requires that time. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah, no, no. Makes sense.
a lot of time even in my regular sessions. We take drone rules more in depth and understanding. And I'll tell you, if I can talk 8 hours only on drone rules. It is that type of topic. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
open that PDF now, by going through each every line by line, it will take you more than 8 hours. So
Right.
that detailed it is the drone rule. So I
Right.
request you to give WhatsApp me your email. I will send you.
Yeah, I've just done that. Yeah.
Yeah, I will send you the drone rules 2021 to you so that you have a time to go through it by tomorrow.
Right.
Before tomorrow we start the first session, we'll just go through that document also, and then we'll resume with our basic principles of
Yep.
the flight.
Yep. Yep.
Right. So
Yes.
with that, we are done with today's day
Yeah.
with stakeholders and their laws and drone rules 2021.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, I can take up, or else we are good to conclude with today's session.
I think today's session was really good.
Yeah, yeah. So this session was really good.
Okay. So thank you. Keep yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and have a
Yes.
good. I will say good night to you.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, Uttam. Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you, sir.
For
Thank you,
joining.
Mangesh. Yeah. Bye bye.